It's my first solo trip in the van, and for this week-long drive down south, I'm bringing you with me. Given that I'm someone who is happiest as a passenger princess, and that I've only done very limited driving in this 7-metre long van so far, I'm not gonna lie, this 900km return trip had me well outside my comfort zone. As I'm finding out with van life, it's not the romanticised lifestyle that the internet would have you believe. Amongst the amazing and beautiful things that this lifestyle affords you, there are plenty of hard realities and challenges to face too. If you're new here, I'm Heidi, and this is my husband Matt and our adventure dog Teddy. We recently sold up our beloved property, bought a big 4x4 van, and have decided to give full-time travel life a go. Our channel, Horton Adventures, shares with you the journey so far, from 4-wheel driving, camping, now van life, and the highlights and realities of taking the road less travelled. We're off. The road trip is beginning, Teddy. Just me, Teddy, and 900k. Although, the first stop is going to be going and dumping the grey water, because I need to do that before we get on the road. So I think I'm going to head inland. So my initial plan was just to head straight down the coast, stop just north of Dunedin, stay night, and then do the next 3 hours tomorrow. However, it looks super windy down the coast. It looks like it's going to be like gale force overnight, which doesn't sound very comfortable. So my plan now is to head inland and go down the middle of the South Island. We came back to see family. We've got some appointments. Doing a 900k return trip by myself in a van that is 7 meters long and that I haven't driven all that much is a little bit daunting, but I'm also really excited. Is that a good spot, Teddy? Funny. Alright, let's get going. We've just turned onto the inland road. So off State Highway 1, we're heading towards Geraldine. So I fueled up, I dumped the grey waste. There's no more admin to do. It's late morning, so I've got the rest of the day to get to where I want to get to. Now we've just got to put some Ks on the clock and cruise along.
You've done so well. Huh? 2 hours of driving. Shall we go for a walk? Yeah.
Not a bad spot to have lunch. On the lakefront of Tekapon. Just having to remind myself to slow down. I'm so used to being on a mission when we're driving, and actually just reminding myself that we can really cruise. So stopping for lunch, taking my time, enjoying the scenery, reminding myself that if I want to take the photo I can pull over. I've got all the time in the world to just enjoy the journey.
Good spot.
Alright. That is not a good angle. Anyway, we're on our way. Had a nice homemade lunch on the lakefront of Tekpo. It's cold. It's like 7 degrees outside and overcast. But it's not freezing, so that's actually quite nice. So now we are heading towards Omarama from here, but it was nice to stop and have an unrushed lunch and just get out and stretch our legs for a little bit.
This new kind of food is the art food. The nutritionist Gerald Mann explained this. That's roughly the equivalent of 8 kgs and eats 6,000 calories a day.
I have just pulled over just south of Omarama. I'm at a NZMCA parkover property. I'm going to go and investigate. I think there's just a code to put in. It actually took a wee bit of convincing myself to actually pull over. In my head, I was like, I could just keep going. Like, I could just keep going. I'd be able to get pretty much to Southland right on dark if I just keep going. But I'm gonna stop. We've done enough driving, haven't we, Teddy? Hey? We've done enough driving today. Pull over and make camp. So this is it. Be intrigued to see if there's anyone here or whether it's just us tonight. This spot looks really cool. So we're driving down a lane away from the road, which is quite nice. It'll be nice and quiet. And oh my goodness, there's like a beautiful big area, all flat. Oh. Signed in, pay online. What a view. I'm going to find a spot. Here somewhere. The Jayco off-grid app on my phone. I can just go into sensors, so it tells me like the sideways and also the back to front. That's pretty good. I'm going to call it there. Because it's 4.5 degrees outside and it feels like it, so probably can't really see. How's that for a view out my bedroom window? Bit of fresh air. Right. Just wait, please. Wait. Wait. Let me put this step out. Wait. Good boy. Waiting. Wait. Right. Have a bit of exercise before we snug up for the night, because it's not even 3 o'clock. That being said, at the moment it's like getting dark at 4:30, so it's starting to get dark, so it'll feel like nighttime very, very soon.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart starts beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league.
What a view. What a view out the window. Hopefully you can hear the sound of the rain on the roof. I think it's actually meant to get reasonably heavy, but I love the sound of the rain. I would much prefer rain than wind. Hence why I took the inland route to dodge the wind. There's actually like a wind warning in place for Otago, which is where I was planning on staying tonight. So I'm stoked that I've gone inland. We are tucked in amongst the mountains here, so I think it'll just be the sound of the rain overnight and it will be bliss. I think I'm going to make myself a cuppa.
My heart starts racing every time I'm looking at her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing to me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the
This dog loves van life, don't you, bud? I feel like I haven't actually even said to you why Teddy and I are taking this road trip by ourselves. So we have got some appointments that we needed to get Teddy to back in Southland next week. All of our family is actually in Southland. Most of our friends, they're all in Southland. So it's a bit of a opportunity for me to be able to go and catch up with family and just see some people over winter, because we have been based in mid-Canterbury for over a month now, and we're going to be up there until springtime because we're currently house sitting for friends, but Matt has also got a job up there for about 3 months. So he's staying up there to hold down the fort, look after the animals. I have the luxury, being self-employed, that at this time of year photography's not very busy, and I've got my projects that I can work on remotely from anywhere. So I have got the luxury of being able to do the travel back to Southland. So that's what we're doing, and that's the reason why Teddy and I are on the road today. It's going to be nice and cozy tonight. I'm just going to listen to the sound of the rain. I'm cozied up with a hot chocolate at the moment. I might actually sit down and do a little bit of work because it's still reasonably early in the day. So I'm going to sit down with a laptop. I've got the diesel heater going and probably get into my pajamas reasonably soon.
She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country. Yeah, she's my country girl. Guitar.
Not only am I doing this drive alone, but this is actually my first time staying in the van alone, like sleeping in the van by myself. So I've done things a little bit differently to the way that Matt and I kind of live in the van tonight. Usually, you know, you have to tidy up the space pretty quickly because you can't leave stuff out. It just gets like out of control really fast. However, especially because we're sort of like based in one place at the moment, we're quite unpacked in the van. But when we're on the road, we're obviously less so. But tonight I've just done a couple of things. Like I've just cleaned the kitchen bench down. I haven't left like the kettle on the bench, even though I intend on having a coffee in the morning. I haven't left anything on the table. I haven't left my laptop or anything out. I have turned the like chairs round to face the front rather than leaving like the driver's one turned around or anything like that. And there's nothing outside, although it is winter here in New Zealand, and it's been raining since we arrived, so I've literally only been out to take Teddy to the toilet. But my reason for doing that is essentially I'm wild camping tonight. So I'm not at a campground, I'm not in my friend's driveway, I'm at a park over property, and I'm here by myself, and I think I'm in for a really peaceful, cozy night in the van. But in case for whatever reason I had to get up in the middle of the night or really early and drive off, like, I'm not a scaredy cat, but if something happened and I felt like I needed to leave, in New Zealand that's probably not so much other people annoying you, but probably like some kind of weather event or something. But if I had to, I've just kind of got everything ready. So literally all I'm really going to have to do is get up, jump in the driver's seat, pull the windscreen covers down in there and drive off. And that just makes me feel like, you know, there isn't a whole heap of stuff that I'm going to have to worry about putting away or packing, locking away, tidying up. I could leave straight away. I don't have to get out of the van. Traveling by myself, and my first time in the van tonight by myself, just gives me a little bit of peace of mind. I actually think that I've got this whole camp spot to myself. We're just going to kick back and enjoy the rest of our evening now.
You're in no rush to get up, are you? Did you sleep good? I sleep good.
Yeah. Sorry, turn the light back off. Good morning. We had an amazing sleep last night. It was really cozy and warm in here. Listened to the rain until about midnight, and then it went pretty quiet, and yeah, it didn't freeze overnight. I was waiting to hear the frost protection and the hot water system kick in. So our gas hot water is like instant gas, and when it gets below a certain temperature, whatever water is obviously in its system, it ignites the gas calefont in it and heats it up so that it protects itself from freezing. So when we've been in frosts, like, we've heard it go on multiple times during the night just to keep the system warm. And I didn't hear it last night, so it didn't get very cold last night outside, obviously, which was lovely. We're the only ones here. Just been up and taken Teddy outside for a walk. I'm going to make myself a coffee, some breakfast, and enjoy another day on the road. Day 2 on the road. It is foggy. Let's head out. Tackle the Linda's Pass this morning. It is so foggy, but there was such a good park over property. Definitely going to come back. There is like a conservation area right next door to this, which would be really cool to explore. So definitely be back with Matt at some stage. Just stopped in Terrace. I'm gonna go and get a coffee. I feel like a second coffee for the day. Have a wee wander around the cute little shops here. The drive over was actually really lovely. It was warm. At the summit it was 7 degrees and there was heaps of northbound traffic, but I was pretty much the only one travelling south, so I didn't have to pull over heaps, which was nice as well. So feeling incredibly chuffed with myself. It's not that I'm a nervous driver, it's not that I don't like driving. I do like driving. I'm just usually the passenger princess, and doing it all by myself in a vehicle I'm not familiar with is a bit of a big deal, so feeling really stoked. Oh my goodness, it feels weird. I mean, I've been back in Southland technically for a wee minute, but just this intersection. I'm about to drive back into Gore. So strange. It only really just hit me coming to that intersection and then realising I'm in Southland. It doesn't really feel like home anymore. Made it back to Southland and have got some exciting mail that arrived while we have been away. New window shades from Living in a Bubble in Australia. So these are the ones for the front 3 windows, and then also have bought a storage bag to go on the back of the passenger seat, and then there's also, they have yet to ship, but ones for the back 2 windows as well. So I'm going to unbox them and set them up, which is exciting. Alright, so they're all installed, and that was super easy to do, and like took me a little bit to like figure out exactly how to get them to work, but man, they look so nice and closed off. And it means, as good as these were, they're just so bulky to store. Like, this one basically takes up the whole headliner shelf. So now we're going to be able to get rid of that, which will be good. And then the last thing to unbox is this seat back storage. How good's that? Alright, so it just goes on the back of this seat. How good's that? And then this is magnetic. So you can use it like for a bathroom bag or something. So go in here. This will probably be like teddy stuff. Ideal. Stoked with that haul from Living in a Bubble, because the rest of our windows are RV windows. So that's cool, and it means I can get rid of all that bulkiness, because these fold up and they won't take up as much room in there, which is ideal. Love me mail day. Good morning. These last 2 days have really been about just being present. I have been with family and I haven't picked up my camera. I have just been hugging my nephew and playing games and chilling out on the couch with family and just soaking up all the time that I get to be with them while I'm on this trip down south. Because once I head back up, it's going to be another couple months. It'll be September until I see them again. So I'm just really soaking up being present. And it is weird not to have Matt with me. I know he would love to be hanging out with his family and to be with me while Teddy goes to his appointments and to have shared some of the driving. I bet he is, even though he is so supportive of me doing my own trip by myself, I'm sure he's still secretly a little bit nervous about me taking the van away for 900 k's. And I know he would love to be here, and it's just the way that it works out that he is working at the moment and I'm relatively free because of my business and the season of the year. But I know that that season will switch, so later in the year I will be busy and Matt will have the time just to hang out because he won't be working. We're just figuring it all out as we go. I'm going to sit here and have my breakfast, and then I'm heading inside to spend a day with my beautiful, beautiful family. Just lying in bed this morning with Teddy, having a bit of a lie-in, doing some editing. Spent the afternoon at the beach yesterday and took some cool photos, so I've been sitting here editing them, and guess I better get up shortly. Just enjoying a slow morning. It's been so nice.
Hello.
Yeah, Honey Heidi and Mason
Yeah.
hanging out.
We are on it.
Just tucked up in bed tonight. It's going to be a big day tomorrow. He is off to the vet, and I also have got quite a to-do list of things to run around town and do. So just pausing one moment while I'm in the editing suite, because I realise that in this whole video I never actually talk about the situation with Teddy. So 2 weeks before we left for our solo trip down south, Teddy actually got really unwell. He developed sores around his face and in his ears. We're not sure what from, but he had a reaction to something, and we went to the vets up here and he was on medicine and he was healing, but we already had our pre-existing booking with his vet down south to have his teeth cleaned. And while he was sedated, we thought it would be a really good time to clean his ears, because they were full of like all the sores that were healing and were quite matted and gunky. So while he was sedated, to have all that cleaned up and do a little bit more investigating. We still don't know what the cause was, but thankfully it didn't aggravate the sores by cleaning them up. So it was a bit of a hard day because he wasn't, you probably can't tell from the video, but he wasn't really himself. He's only kind of just come back in the last week to being like 100% like himself. So that was a stressful day for me because he was at the vet for the whole day. It was quite a long day for him. And also just trying to find out some answers and making sure that he was going to be all right with that. Also, if you can't tell from my voice, I am recovering from the flu. So Southland gave me a flu bug, so that was great. I got back up here and pretty much came down with a flu. So I am so over being sick this year and need to really focus on boosting my immunity, obviously, but probably just the stress of those couple of weeks with Teddy being unwell and everything sort of going on. Obviously, my immune system wasn't up to it. So apologies for my voice. And anyway, back to the episode.
I'm back in Gore tonight. I'll be here for a couple of days and then I'm going to head back out to Riversdale and see some friends, and yeah, that'll be maybe a little bit nostalgic driving back into Riversdale. In just a few days I'm going to be heading back up the road and I can't wait to see Matt. I am missing him a lot, but I've got a busy couple of days down here yet, and it's a cold one this morning, isn't it? Very cold. Good morning from Riversdale. It is currently about minus 4.5 degrees outside. 7 o'clock in the morning. It is cold. Teddy is barely visible. Tucked up in bed. He had his haircut yesterday, so he's really feeling the cold. I'm only in a woolen jersey because he decided at 7 o'clock that, just before 7, that he desperately needed to go to the toilet, so we had to get up and go out in the frosty weather, and I just haven't taken it off. Diesel heater is cranking. The hot water system, the freeze protection in it has been going on and off all night. Yeah, it started freezing like well before midnight. Anyway, I don't think I'll be moving from here for a wee while. Just nice and cozy in my bed. So is Teddy. Come back to Riversdale, they said. My goodness, they know how to have a good frost here.
We're officially northbound and heading back to reunite with Matt after a busy week away. Now, I know that this is just one small road trip on my own, and some solo female van lifers do this full time, but I have been wanting to push myself outside my comfort zone with my travels, and doing this alone feels like a big step for me. I am by nature a total homebody, which is one reason why it took us years to pull the trigger on full-time travel. And when we do travel, while I might be the planner and the itinerary maker, Matt is the one I lean on for support when I get anxious about being in a foreign place, being in an environment outside of my control. He is my steady Eddie. But I really wanted to empower myself to be brave and relying on myself and proving to myself that I'm capable and strong. Anyway, this wee solo road trip is a step in a brave direction for me, and I think getting brave and doing things outside our comfort zone is important. One of my best friends always says, the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there.
We've just stopped. I don't even know what this stretch of coast is actually. Just after Shag Point turn off on the coastline, and it is a stunning day. Just parked up there on the bank. Don't even know if you can hear this over the waves and the wind, but we are going to just enjoy some fresh sea air. Teddy's going to run wild and free and sniff all the things. Then I might head back up to the van. We might sit in the sunshine and maybe have a nap or read a bit of my book and have some afternoon tea after we're finished out here. I've never stopped long here. I always look at it and think we should pull over there, but we're always on a mission, so we don't stop. And it's such a good day today, so I was like, right, pulling in, learning not to be in a rush. I'm still trying to just slow myself down and not be in a rush. So that's what this is an exercise in. Teddy really helps me with that. Oh, so good.
Alright friends, thank you for joining me on this solo road trip. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching to the end. It turned out to be a really long vlog, but I'm going to leave it here as we soaked up the beach air in this sunny pullover spot before finishing our drive back north.
Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart stops beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I could